So more visibility for adaptive hockey and just letting people exist in the space without questioning their validity for being there are like the two things I would say that need to happen. I'm Ellen. I'm a 23-year-old sports fan, Ohioan, Cleveland by birth, Columbus currently. Go Buckeyes. Baseball's my favorite sport, but hockey's a close second. And that's pretty much it.
How did Ellen get into hockey?
I got into hockey because some of my family played when they were young. I've had cousins that played, my uncles played, but my dad never did. And being from Northeast Ohio, the girls program, like there were some opportunities, but it wasn't like a widely played thing. Like I played soccer, t-ball, all the stuff that a Midwestern kid would play, but Ohio doesn't have the same sort of hockey opportunities, or at least they didn't when I was a kid. Um, so I got into it because I like low scoring games. And I was a teenager that was just finished my basketball career and I needed something to like occupy my time in the winter. And the Cleveland Monsters are right there. So went to a Monsters game, loved it. That was back when they were the Avs affiliate. So I started like following the Avs because players would go back and forth. And then they became the Blue Jackets affiliate, and the rest is history.
What do you love about hockey?
Um, like I said before, I love that it's a low scoring game. I think that just makes the goals more exciting. Like, believe me, I love football, I love basketball, but I feel like scoring is that's what happens. I like defensive games. So baseball, hockey makes sense. I also love the people that I've met through the game. That seems to be like a common thread. All of my friends, my closest friends, I've met through the game of hockey, whether just going together or I meet them because we're in a club that goes together all the time. It's just like a great way to bring a family sort of atmosphere, even if they are found family.
Yeah, and that's, it's interesting that you said found family because that is also a common thing in the queer community. So it aligns very well and is a good point. How could hockey be better for you with your intersections of identity and also for the queer community as a whole?
Yeah, I've been thinking about this question the most. My first answer is I need straight cis white men to just like take a big step back. Like I can't go anywhere. I wear a knee brace just for comfort, to relieve pain, for stability, that sort of thing. I can't go anywhere without some man coming up to me and saying, well, I've had this many surgeries, or the doctor says that you should do this, this, and this. I'm just like, especially at an athletic event, they always assume that I injured my leg playing whatever sport I'm at. And that's just annoying. And the queer intersection is interesting too, because people think you like it because the boys are hot. Whereas I consider myself more of a women's hockey fan than a men's hockey fan, not because I think they're attractive, because I enjoy their game more. Um, at a Blue Jackets game one time, I had a friend, she was wearing a player's jersey, and a person literally came up to her and said, "You're only wearing that because you think the guy's hot." And she had to be like, "Sir, I'm a lesbian. No, I just enjoy his playing style." Like, men at sporting events, the vast majority love to assume things and love to tell you their assumptions. And if we could just make other people feel more comfortable in the environment by keeping our mouth shut, that would be awesome to me. Another thing is I think we have to make it more accessible to people who are disabled, but maybe not so much advertise sled hockey, because there are so many other different forms of adaptive hockey that you see nothing about. I remember one feature one time on a Blue Jackets like intermission report about hockey for the blind. And I thought that was so cool. And I had no idea it even existed, because you only hear about sled hockey and you only really hear about it in the United States when it's also tied to nationalism. Like every 4 years, we celebrate the US men's sled hockey team for winning a medal, and then it just completely disappears. So, more visibility for adaptive hockey and just letting people exist in the space without questioning their validity for being there are like the two things I would say that need to happen to make it better for me as a person.
That's so good. And yeah, in Toronto, we have the Ice Owls. They're a blind hockey team.
Great.
Yeah, it's
That's so
really
cool.
phenomenal. Yeah. Yeah. And the person who started it is pretty powerful, like just an incredible human being.
Yeah, we need more
Uh,
of that here for sure.
yeah, we just need more of that in society.
Yeah, you're right.
In saying all that, what keeps you in the sport?
Um, I'll be honest, the NHL is doing absolutely nothing to keep me in the sport. Like I'm distancing myself every season further and further from the NHL. I prefer minor league programs or NCAA or just anything that happens in the women's game to it because it seems like they are there because they love the game more. The NHL is so like highly politicized and there's so much money involved that it just seems like ECHL teams have so much fun with promotions and like they have more adaptive nights and they do more in the community versus the NHL that like they are a corporation and that's very obvious. So the young people, the young fans that love the game and the minor league programs and college programs are what keep me in it because they're genuinely having fun and that's what sports is about.
I like that so much, and it's true, right? And when we find the joy in the sport and in the culture, we tend to be happier.
Yeah.
Um, what gives you hope for queer people in the sport?
Um Honestly, before this project, not too much did, but it's true. It's sad, but it's true. Um, I think after sitting in on a lot of these interviews, there are so many cool people that have so much drive to change things, um, and they're everywhere. So just knowing that there are more people like me, like you, that want things to be different, um, and doing this project, we're all coming together to make changes. I think that's what gives me hope. Um, and also, I am involved with soccer here in Columbus. Like, I work for the crew just as a stadium position, but I've been trying to get more into soccer in general. And there is a minor league team in New Mexico United, that they've been doing the whole month of June has been just like Pride Month. They have these awesome jerseys that are like fully rainbow, and they do these like Pride celebrations in their game plaza before games where they invite local drag queens. They had like photo shoots with jerseys that have, you know, people of color, trans people wearing jerseys, loving going, and the whole atmosphere is so inclusive. And it's like, it's little things like that that give me hope that maybe some other team will see, oh, hey, they're getting a lot of support from this community. Maybe we should reach out, do something like that, and we'll get the support and they genuinely care. So there are some teams that are doing some things, but it's mainly the people, the grassroots people that give me hope.
Yeah, and I'm going to mention Ellen has been sitting in on
Oh
every
yeah.
interview or most of the interviews. Her and Jay have been switching in and out with me just in case I miss anything. And Ellen's been a big part of making this happen. So I'm really grateful to you. I
Thanks.
think people like you give me hope. People who are willing to sacrifice their time and give up their time to attempt to create shifts in the world give me hope. All of you who have taken part in this, and I'm grateful to you. And I think you are going to be a part of shifts, and I'm so grateful that that's going to happen. And I can't wait to see everything you do.
Thank you. That means a
Is
lot.
Is there anything else you want to add?
Um, I want to add that like if you feel discouraged at a sporting event, stay there, stay in their space, make them uncomfortable because you're still a sports fan and you deserve to be there just like everybody else.
I love that. It's all of our space.
Yeah.
And we all have to realize that and take up space, make it ours too. And that team in New Mexico bringing in the drag queens and queering it up is a huge symbol of that. It's not just a night, it's not just a warm up, it's constant events and creating space. And if people don't like it, don't show up.
Yeah.
And I look at, if you want to look at capitalism, and many of these sports and teams do, sadly that might be the thing that influences them, but those pink dollars are there.
Oh yeah.
And if they do things right and effectively and make us feel safe, we will spend them.
Yeah. Don't I know it?
Yeah. Ellen, I want to thank you.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate you.